In September 2019, we have another official tour, this time to South Africa. And Harry refers to it again as being an outstanding success and how proud he is of Meghan. He doesn't go into a lot of detail, there's only a few paragraphs. But Tom Bower actually informs us that it was that tour and also the doco that was filmed that included the interview with Todd Bradby that threw the palace into a total spin. That was the interview where Meghan thanked Tom Bradby for asking her if she was okay, because no one, she, of course implying in the royal family, had asked if she was okay, because there she was breastfeeding Archie and she was on a tour and she was complaining about how exhausting it was. And I'm sure it was exhausting. But I thought, did she show Catherine the same consideration around the time of her wedding to Harry? Because Catherine had just given birth to Prince Louis. And I wondered, did she ask Catherine if she was okay? So Tom Bower illustrates at that point, just post the South African tour, that the palace is fully aware the planning for an exit for Harry and Meghan was well underway. They were completely aware of it. We're getting this increasing PR propaganda campaign originating from the United States that are already painting the royals in quite a bad light. And so they're juggling with the knowledge that they know that they're intending to exit the royal family, yet having to pretend they don't know while juggling the public sort of outward-facing PR in the UK. It would have been impossible, I would imagine. And of course, that was then that they announced that they were going to sue 3 out of 4 of British tabloid newspapers. So further on in Tom Bower's book, we get to October 2019, and Harry is actually presenting a speech at the Well Child Awards, and he breaks down at those awards, clearly emotional. Now, at the time in the press, it was assumed that he was breaking down because of his compassion and care for the organisation. And, you know, he was looking at the children that were unwell, and he was looking at their hopeful parents' faces, and he looked at Meghan and they just had Archie, and he got very emotional. But in Harry's book, this is a point where he really throws Prince William under the bus. In Harry's book, he says that William, who was in Pakistan, reaches out with care because he was really concerned when he saw that Harry had broken down. But Harry paints his concern immediately in a negative light, making out that William was trying to imply that he was mentally ill and in some way mentally incompetent due to this over-emotional response. And this started 3 days of sort of text between the brothers, and Harry's very proud of himself as that yet again he doesn't lose his temper and he's the controlled one in the exchange. If you've ever tried to have an argument with someone that refuses to honestly argue with you, you can understand the infuriation that you feel about it. It's like this passive-aggressive superiority. It's like this passive aggressiveness, and it's guaranteed to make the other person completely lose control. You know what I'm talking about. Well, unfortunately, I think Prince William fell right into that trap, and he was trying to convince Harry to sort of text honestly and have a real discussion at that point. So this furiously went back and forth for about 3 days. And one of the most sinister things I think I've read in Harry's book was that he says, I kept all those texts and I refer back to them often.